Following its oversight visit to state-owned enterprises, the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises has released its report and recommendations. The primary purpose of the visit was to gain understanding of the department's monitoring system as well as oversight execution over state-owned enterprises. To further unpack this report, I'm joined by the Portfolio Committee Chairperson, Kaya Makaka. Kaya, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. Let's talk a little bit about some of the findings that you have.
Come again?
Can we talk a little bit about some of the findings that you encountered?
Yes, of course, we had to go to all the entities, especially the major ones, such as SAA, Eskom, Transnet, and Dinal, including South African Express. The aim was to familiarize ourselves with all the systems of these entities, and also to understand the problems and, of course, some of the achievement they have. But unfortunately, the achievement became very less than the failures and the problems we picked up. Therefore, our report is trying to capture all our experience and our knowledge at this stage as to how do we understand the situation there.
Yeah. I mean, Kaya, part of it was saying that, in fact, some of these parastatals were still reeling from the effects of state capture. This state capture phenomena is starting to become a very faceless one indeed, where state capture is supposed to have a face. State capture is supposed to be an individual that propagates state capture. So when you say they're reeling from state capture, who is capturing these enterprises?
Yes, currently still a faceless kind of situation. But I think as the process deepens, we will be in a position to understand who is involved in the state capture. But all we know is that Gupta-related companies were used to undermine the industry itself, in the sense that in some instances in Transnet you have a situation where a bulk of a factory and workers are abandoned because a certain kind of product is no longer procured from them by a supposed beneficial such as your PRASA, who's supposed to get the services from Transnet, is getting to a Gupta company somewhere. And you go to another one such as your Dinal. Dinal is supposed to produce product, for example, something like bullets, simple bullets, getting bullets for police and soldiers. Instead, those entities, which is police and the Department of Defense, are getting the same product from a company related to Gupta and leaving the industry that is supposed to produce those kind of products for themselves and contribute to the fiscals and also resolve the problem of unemployment in our country, is leaving those workers abandoned, doing nothing. And those are the issues that we happen to experience in our visit there.
Kaya, I'm going to get into some of the details with these parastatals. Dinal, for example, Eskom, SAA, Mango, Transnet, which is said to lack support. But I wanted to speak about this issue around the Guptas. The fact of the matter is, you and I can appreciate it, the Guptas are no longer here. Who are the people that are here are the people that okayed. They signed off for the very same companies, for the very same family to benefit from this. So my question then is, given this, who are those people who signed? Who are those people who okayed these companies from coming to, because if you find those people, you find your root of your state capture, and maybe these SOEs will stop reeling.
Well, in each and every entity, whether it's SAA, whether it's Dinal, there are people who are on suspension, who are still undergoing a process to go to Zondo Commission. Some are being investigated by NPA. You still have those processes. Up until that process matured to the level of an arrest, up to the process that perhaps an individual has been arrested and is charged and is undergoing some justice processes, you will be able to see the faces. But currently, of course, there are people that are being suspended. Some of them for example, in Transnet, if you look at that organogram, you see a lot of people who are acting there, because including CEO, CFO, and so on. If you look at that list of a lot of actors in the management, it means that the individuals that were working in those positions are the individuals that are implicated, that are still have to be charged, that are still undergoing the process of investigation and so on.
Yeah, Kai, I mean, the report is actually frightening. For example, with SAA, it says that there are too many interventions. Are you saying that SAA at this point in time has got a lot of political fingers inside of it, which is stopping from it making any sort of progress?
Well, my understanding is that there is still a process within the cabinet to endorse or to deal with the proposal from the minister, Gordon. And that proposal is about a radical restructuring. As to the nitty-gritties of that, we have not yet informed. But there is a process that's supposed to be endorsed or officially pronounced by the cabinet as to how SAA is going to be restructured. And as a committee, it's a process that we support, and would like to call to everybody just to be patient with the process, because things are not like you switch on and on like you press a plug. There are certain circumstances that one has to follow, processes that one has to follow, including consultation of all the stakeholders and so on, so that there is unanimity and agreement and cohesion around that particular process.
Before I let you go, do you propose that at this stage in time, and at this point in time, given the fact that we've lost billions to these SOEs, and as you're mentioning, we're talking and we're fingering a family which is not even in the country right now, should all of these entities be privatized?
Well, we still need these entities, to be honest with you, because they've got a lot of role to play if we are talking about a developmental state. But, of course, the situation that we find ourselves in it now is not a normal process. Therefore, some of the restructuring process, of course, will go against our own wishes as an ANC, as a government, as a portfolio committee. There will be. We are not expecting to go according our initial political and ideological kind of an understanding. There will be some other extraordinary mechanism that one has to accept that they have to be implemented in order to get out of the quagmire we find ourselves in currently.
Well, it's definitely a quagmire, but we're going to leave it there for this evening. Kai Makata was the chairperson for the Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprise.